if he didn't adjust for daylight savings, it could be 1957, but we're still 20 minutes.
Hey everybody, welcome to the net tonight. We'll get started here in a second. I'm going to send out the quick call page right now. So I'm sending out some quick call tones. You don't hear it right now because it's coming through my radio going out. They're really obnoxious, so you don't want to listen to it. And let's go. This is the fire tone out for the Main Transit Fire Company in just outside Buffalo, New York. And one more. Got to milk it. I'm going to turn this thing down. There's some BMJs causing problems out in Henderson. Good evening, operators and listeners. This is United States GMRS station WREI383 Bill in Henderson, Nevada, United States of America. Let me drop it. Before I begin this GMRS net over here on Area 55, is there any emergency or priority use of the WREI383 Area 55 repeater? Okay, negative contact. This is United States GMRS station WREI383 with the Area 55 Thursday night net. I want to thank you all for being here, operators and listeners, those watching via the YouTube. I saw there's 1.5 people watching, which is pretty cool. I'm guessing that they were using it to see if the net was starting and come back when it does. My name is Bill. My call is WREI383 on the GMRS band. Over on ham radio, I am N4NJJ, and I operate the N4NJJ repeaters. We're going to get started with our check-in for tonight. I want to, I got to pull it up, actually. So it's on the stream. Let me drop it. I gotta pull up the thing. It's kind of weird. I'm used to using Google Meets all day, and then I get into this OBS and just acts different and weird. All right, I got it up now, kind of ish. I should have practiced this ahead of time, but whatever. It don't matter too much. All right, so there we go. I'm going to take check-ins. I don't do the roll call thing. That's a West Coast thing. I never saw that on the East Coast, and quite frankly, I don't like it. So I'd rather deal with doubles and pile-ups and all that annoying crap than have to call a roll call. Before we get started, I'm going to call, are there any portable or mobile short timers out there? Any portable or mobile short timers out there? Please call WREI 383. Okay, we got Tim and Henderson, 494. Anybody else portable or mobile short timers? Please call Net Control. Okay, thank you, Tim, for being there. I do want to let you guys know I do have the Henderson info channel on in the background here. Sounds like 3 BMJs tried breaking into an apartment or a house owned by a retired law enforcement officer. So Metro Air is circling over by Brown Middle and all that. And the Henderson's finest and bravest are out there tonight, keeping us safe. All right, let's do this. Let's do a general call up. Anybody, anywhere, please come with the last three of your call and your name. So, for example, I would say if it was me checking in, it would be 383 Bill. 383 Bill was the example. Hopefully that's clear. So, anybody, anywhere with a license for GMRS is welcome to call in. Please call Net Control now. Didn't catch that. Chris, following directions. There's Billy. I don't remember his first part. I'm talking. Okay, Brett. There's the repeater identifying if you're watching on your end. I'm going to make this bigger so it's actually readable for those watching at home. All right, thanks. We got Ryan in there. Jim. I'm going to guess that that's Jim, who's been on the GMRS Facebook page here for Vegas. 453 Chris. Great operating etiquette, Chris. Billy, and then Brett. Anybody else, or anybody that I missed, please come slowly when you're given your number and your name. And make sure your microphone is, or your push-to-talk's down before you start talking. Anybody else out there wishing to check in tonight, please call WREI383 now. Okay, not sure if that was the repeater trying to ID or someone trying to check in. Was that it sounded like some kind of dead air carrier. If that was you just now, before you heard my voice, trying to check in, come again with your call and your name, please. 517. Okay, 517. Okay, all right, thank you guys. So let's go up to Ryan out there in Sunrise Manor. What do you got for the net tonight, Ryan?
Well, I learned something today. Apparently, East Coast net operators are lazy because they don't do roll calls, and you can't call them BMJs. They're just MJs. You racist. That's all I got. WRBT828 BJ.
Makes it more interesting, I guess, all around. All right, Ryan, thanks for checking in. Ryan ran the net last week. I apologize, guys. I work a couple different jobs doing some random things, and I got tied up at work last week, and I got a couple texts. I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah. But Ryan was handling it. I didn't even have a radio on me or near me. I know, I probably should just turn in my license. All right, let's go to Jim. Jim, if that was you, go ahead. This is WREI383.
Yes, that was me. The Whiskey Romeo Juliet uniform, 221, Jim. And anybody got information more on the code, privacy code that just came out? I guess the new.
Yeah, we can talk about that in a little bit. We'll circle back to you regarding the privacy codes, but it sounds like you got at least for this one figured out. So we're glad that you're there. Now, Jim, where in Henderson are you again? I kind of forgot. I think you're by like Green Valley or Fiesta or Sunset. I forgot which one.
Sunset, close to Sunset Station.
All right. Well, thanks. We'll come back to you. Let's go over to the Grand Poobah of GMRS WQYS 453. Chris, it's all yours from Net Control.
I don't know if I like the name Grand Poobah there. I know a lot of people that for to make fun of them. But got nothing for it tonight. Just hello to everybody, and I don't know, I'm getting confused right here. You in the background. But yeah, nothing for that tonight. WQIS 453.
All right, Chris, thanks for being there and all that jazz. Let's go over to Billy. Billy's just right up the street from me. We're out here in the post side of Henderson, I guess you'd say, or the better side, or just Hendertucky. Billy, it's all yours from WREI383.
I've got nothing really from the top, I like to call it. Oh, I am looking for AR-15.
Okay, copy that. You're looking for an AR-15. Can you give me your call? I don't have your call memorized yet. Uh-oh, someone was doubling. Billy, are you able to give me your call again? I don't have that one memorized.
Yes, it is WRBT828
Yeah, come again with that. Are you out by, where are you at? Because you shouldn't be this noisy into the machine. Can you come again with that call?
WRJP439.
My ears are just shot. Oh, crap. All right, thanks. We got you there. All right, let's go over to Brett. What do you got for the net tonight there, Brett? This is WREI383.
WRN201, Brett Henderson. Don't have much for the net, guys. Just testing an HT55 antenna. And that's about it, guys. Have a great evening.
All right, Brett, thanks for being there. And let's see. You guys can tell I'm looking away. All right. 517. I don't know who 517 is. So 517, can you come with your full call name and all that information? I'm not up on my GMRS calls. This is WREI383.
This is WRFR517. Carlos, was on my HT earlier. That's why I wasn't making it. Centennial Hills.
Yeah, copy that, Carlos. Okay, yeah, that's right. Where in Centennial Hills are you at? Just general cross streets, major cross streets.
Major cross streets are Farm and Summerlin.
Okay, copy that. Yeah, because you should have a clear shot to this thing on the other side of town, but I know it can get a little sketchy sometimes over there. So it seems like a lot of the GMRS users in town are just on HTs, and they're all over on that side of town or North Las Vegas. So I guess we lose quite a bit of people from the Monday night net to the Thursday night net, probably because of that. So, all right, Carlos, thanks for being there. Anybody else out there? Anybody, if you can hear me, you got a license, and you know how to work that radio, give me a shout. This is WREI383 with the Area 55 Thursday night net. Anybody out there wishing to join the net tonight, please call Net Control now.
JU252, this is Christian calling in from the 215 and Summerlin Parkway.
Okay, that likes to welcome and acknowledge WRJU252 Christian, 215 and Summerlin Parkway. What's going on out there, Christian? How you doing?
Here, just outside driving, figured I'd check in with you guys. Thanks for having it up.
All right, copy that. Well, thanks for being there, Christian. Anybody else out there that can hear me? If you can hear my voice, please check on in. This is WREI383.
Simon, do you copy, Bill?
I talk fast. Whoever that was talks faster than me. Can you come again?
659 Simon.
Oh, hey Simon, how you doing? Can you give me the letter part of your call sign, or just give me the full call sign slowly, phonetically, please?
Whiskey Romeo Juliet Lima 659er.
Okay, Whiskey Romeo Juliet Lima 659er. Simon, where in town you at there?
Silverado Ranch area, just off of Pebble.
Okay, copy that, off of Pebble. And what do you got? Any words of wisdom, anything to share with the net this evening, Thursday, November 12th, the day before Friday the 13th? You got anything for the net tonight, Simon?
Just continuing to learn and play with the radio and enjoying listening to everybody and picking up random conversations throughout the week. So thank you very much.
Okay, yeah, well, that's what it's all about. I know some people get into the radio thing for the doomsday preppers, and then you get some other engineer types and RF guys that are pros, and then you get stuck with guys like me that aren't pros and aren't doomsday preppers, but just looking for conversation. So, awesome. All right, let's see. Anybody else out there wishing to check into the net tonight, please call WREI383 now.
Just verifying a copy of your search is complete. The yard to yard on Pueblo is, unless you have something else for us to look at.
All right, so let's do this. I know that there's a bunch of guys on here who might be new to radio, and whether it's ham radio, GMRS, and we want to make sure we're doing our part to educate and enlighten and help out anybody that's new, so that way they can move beyond being the new guy on the radio. One of the terms that's a radio term for someone who just doesn't know how to operate their stuff, and kind of just sometimes a nuisance, I guess you would say, is the PC term, is a... Okay, res lift on Henderson info. Is a lid, so we want to make sure we're helping people not be lids on the radio. So if anybody's got any questions, radio oriented tonight, any questions, we'll try our best to help you out. And if we don't know the answer, meaning those of us that are more experienced don't know the answer, we can always write it down and find out from someone who actually knows what they're talking about. So has anybody got any questions for the net tonight? Please call WREI383.
I heard that the code for the privacy codes were changed and more of them added. That was on our Facebook. This is Jim.
Okay, Jim's asking about the privacy codes, and then just the update for those who wanted to know, the BMJs unfortunately got away from the police, and I guess they called off the search there. So I guess it is what it is. All right, so Jim's asking about privacy codes and that, and then anybody else have any questions so we can get this kind of figured out here? Anybody else have a question for the net? All right, so Jim, the privacy codes, let's just backtrack first, start from the very beginning. Do you understand what those privacy codes are and what they are and what the purpose of them? Do you understand that part? WRJU221. This is WREI383.
Yep, I understand, and the CTS for CSS code chart. Dave had posted today the new one that has 42 by 38 code. I just wonder why and where it came from and how is that going to work on the radios with a box or a code number.
Okay, this is WREI383. So, all right, so good. You got the foundation of the privacy codes. For those that don't listen or don't know or not on that Facebook page, go check out Las Vegas GMRS on Facebook. You type it in and you'll find it. But for those that don't understand, the privacy codes basically are subaudible tones. If you got really good hearing, you can hear them. And if you don't, well, you can't. So they're just there basically to activate the receiver, and it's a way of trying to filter out unwanted noise that might happen, and activate a receiver on like a repeater or your own radio. So that's kind of the purpose for it in a really generic sense. All the GMRS machines here in Vegas, and most, I don't think there's any ham machines in Vegas that don't run PL, or CTCSS is the non-trademark term. So everybody's got them on their machines. So you need to know how to activate that in your radio. Let me drop it. So Jim's asking, like, why would they change and all that. So, I mean, obviously, without being the Midland engineer and marketing guy, don't really have an answer. Some of the radios will have a DPL, which is a digital private line, or a DCS, digital code squelch is the generic term, and CTCSS, which is analog subaudible. So that might be without, I haven't looked at that chart. I was at work all day and haven't seen it, why that is. But that would be my biggest bet. And then also they might not put all of them in there because you might not need them all. You'll find that most repeaters, for the most part, you're not going to find anything with the 200 hertz tone. I don't think there's anything in Vegas. I could be wrong. So that's kind of the idea behind it. As far as why Midland does what they do, not really sure. What you'll want to do is kind of probably memorize the chart that goes with your radio. That way you have just a general idea. You're going to want to know the one that's 141.3 because that's the most popular tone. That's the traveler tone on GMRS. And then obviously you want to know 107.2 because that's what I use on my repeaters. This is WREI383. Does that make sense, Jim?
Yes, sir. 453, comment.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris, with your comment.
Hey, Jim, Chris here. I would stick with whatever list you have for your radio. If it has 38 or 42, that's what's going to work with your radio. I'm pretty sure Dave doesn't have a Midland. He probably got those online, but I would stick with whatever's with your radio because that's what your radio is set up to use and do. So if you're look in your manual, it'll show your CTCSS codes in there. And if it only has 38, that's probably what your radio has. And if it has 42, then that's probably what your radio has. That makes sense. The radio's only a week and a half old, so I was kind of shocked about the change.
Yeah, that's definitely one of those things, Jim, where you want to open up your manual and RTFM, as the old saying goes. Guys like me, Dave, Chris, we can provide help, but, without it being our radio and looking at it and everything and knowing all the specifics, it does get a little tough. So, but yeah, so I would just follow whatever's in your manual for that radio or whatever the manual online says. So, all right, perfect. Do you got any other questions there, Jim? All right, copy that. no more questions from Jim. Let's do a brief pause before I take more questions. Is there anybody else wanting to join in tonight? Just check in. Don't necessarily have anything to say. Just want to check in. You hear us out here on the net. Please call WREI383. All right, copy nobody. Let's see, is there anybody else out there with a question this evening? Anybody with a question? Please call Net Control now. Someone keyed up. They quick keyed on themselves. Go again. Okay, Simon, go ahead. WRJL659. Go ahead with your question.
Yeah, no, was just to close off a comment on Jim's points. I've been following his issues. I've got one of those NXT series radios as well. That was the one I had before this one. And for those, it is the 38 codes that map to frequencies. I would just ignore those new 42 ones. It's obviously going to be nothing to do with the one you already have. So just ignore and print out the one with the 38 codes mappings and stick to that. I find that works well on the other radio. That was all just a comment. Thank you.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Simon, for that information. You had the hands-on experience with that radio already, so good there. All right, anybody else with anything else for the net wanting to check in or with a new additional comment or question, please call WREI383 now. All right, with that, this is WREI383 Bill, the proprietor of this here Area 55 repeater. Just a couple of announcements. Let me drop it. All right, first and foremost, want to thank all of those who may be listening or checked in tonight that served in uniform. Yesterday was Veterans Day, so we want to thank all of you for your hard work and dedication to the proposition all men are created equal. Next, I want to remind you that Lance's Net happens every Monday at 7:15, a full hour earlier than this one, on Monday nights over on 462.550, the Bishop Storehouse repeater over at Craig and Allen in North Las Vegas. That's 462.550 141.3 PL. So I want to thank everybody for checking in tonight. I know it's going to be a little bit of a... I'm always kind of hard to tie down because of my employment and how it works. So that's where we're at. Obviously, if you're willing to learn how to become a net control, would like to take a crack at it, there's no monopoly on doing that. If you want to do your thing, that's fine. Let me know. I can coach you. Ryan has a lot of experience running nets as well, the WRBT828 Finally, let me drop it. If you haven't done so already, I'm going to put in a little shameless plug for my YouTube channel. Go check out N4NJJ on YouTube. You will see that I try to stream when I do the net. I try to stream it as best as I can. I'm not very good at it, but at least I do it, I suppose. So check that out. If you can give me a sub, I'd really appreciate it. For those of you who are new to radio, let me drop it. You might want to take the link from the net and then share it with your friends, family on your social media, so that way they can kind of see what you're doing and everything. Because because there is a little bit of a purpose to it. You know, as I was kind of saying and being joking and kidding around earlier, there's some guys who get into it for the prepping. There's a lot of engineer RF professionals. Then there's just, you know, normal guys like me that just kind of in it for the the original social media aspect of it. So we're all out here and on the different machines here in town. So with that, I'm going to do one final call up before I close the net. Anybody else out there? Last call, WREI383. Okay, I want to thank all 9 check-ins this evening for being here. Thank you very much for your participation. Hopefully we'll be back for next time. So also, one other thing that I do want to point out for those that may be interested, N7RMK has an HF channel on YouTube that's oriented more towards HF operations. If you don't know what that is, I would just go over on N7RMK's channel and you'll figure that out. That's the long haul, that's the big boy distance stuff. So if you're into getting more range and talking far to people and everything, like I know most people when they get into radio are, HF's the way to go. And maybe next week we'll do a little feature or talk about HF and getting the ham license and some strategies. So that's N7RMK's YouTube channel. You can always check out mine for GMRS and local ham radio stuff. I tend to be more of a UHF, VHF, All-Star, P25 guy, but everybody's got their thing. So with that, I'm going to close the net. Thank you all for being here. WREI383, turning the WREI383 Area 55 repeater back to normal general mobile radio service use. Thank you and good night. I want to thank you guys for watching here on the YouTube. I appreciate you being here. If you haven't already done so, hit the big red subscribe button. The bell icon should be down this way. I think, I don't know, I'm looking at it kind of weird. And give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Don't give me a thumbs down. Just give me a thumbs up, okay? All right, thank you for being here. Take care. Stay safe with the coronavirus. And we'll see everybody back here next time. Take care.